All right, okay, something new for today. Cloudy and cool and calm, a little bit of breeze, so you know what I'm on. Just chilling out here, trying to make people feel the vibes that I'm holding. So telling you something that's golden. I mean, it's like real good information. So you already know, stay in tune with the station, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Coming through with new information steady. Gotta big up all the massive, much respect. Bless up yourself if you're keeping it real, if you're staying positive, if you're staying peaceful, and you're not trying to perpetuate any kind of evil. So here we go. What I'm talking about today is how to master thought control. It's like a part 2 to the last time I had something to say. So you know I gotta bring it with no delay right away. So here we go for today.
Thank you, thank you. You're also tremendous.
Last time I pretty much explained, you know, the vibration of thoughts, how that works and everything like that. Now I'm on to the next track, and what I'm talking about is really how to use this. So starting up, looking at all the positive benefits you can get from learning this skill, mastering this skill. And an easier way, if you're not really in tune with what I'm trying to say to explain, is really just look at a way to change your mental attitude. As simple as that. So the benefits you can get are you will not be affected as much or at all by the negative intentions of other people. Because we already know out here there's some evil. Some people just don't want to see other people do good. Some people just have issues, right? And they're gonna, you know, send negativity, want to see people fail. But really, that's not who I hail up. I hail the people that are doing good, that are positive, that want to see more people getting more of what they want, more money flowing around. You know, that's really what I'm trying to say. So the next benefit I would have to put out there is that you can increase the power of positive thoughts that you have, right? So when you're sending out positivity to someone else, it's only going to benefit yourself and the other person, right? Because when you send out positivity to other people, especially if you guys are working on something that's equal, they're all going to put down the better effort. They're all going to see that people are in their corner, that people have their back, that they're all working on something that's valuable, something like that. You'll also be able to better recognize the thought patterns of others, right? And how is this valuable? Because basically you'll be able to find people that are on the same thing that you're on, right? That are trying to accomplish the same goals, that have the same mindsets, and you'll be able to recognize that much easier and get these people on your team, and then you guys can work to create something that's more valuable, that's going to contribute to society in a positive way. Looking at the benefits, now I'm going to get into really like the methods, you know, some things that you could practice on a daily basis that are going to bring you these benefits, that are going to give you control over your thoughts. So what you want to do is you want to learn how to master your thoughts, learn how to always think and act for yourself, right? Thinking and acting for yourself, meaning you're making the decisions on what you do with your life, right? You decide what you're going to create. You decide who you're going to help. You decide how much money you want to make. You decide whatever you want to decide, what time you do stuff, where you go, who you associate with. You know, obviously the opposite of that would be being on somebody else's schedule, having someone else make decisions for you, having your employer or your church try to tell you who to vote for. You know, that's just going to weaken your mental resolve. That's just going to weaken your own thought power, that you have control over your life and that you can make positive things happen and help contribute and make the world and the community that you live in a better place. So focus, words, and visualization, right? If you can just focus on what you're trying to be, who you're trying to be, what you want to have in your life, people that you want to associate with, right? You focus on all these things, you create a mental image of in your mind of you already doing this stuff, and you visualize that. You only have to do it maybe like 5 minutes a day for it to really take effect. Just believing it and saying stuff like, you know, like I'm saying right now, I make $1 million in a year. I made $1 million in 2022. And I'm saying that on a regular basis. I'm visualizing that and I believe it. So, you know, I don't really focus, because I have that belief, I don't really focus on anything that's not going to get me to that goal, right? And the more I repeat it to myself, the more I visualize it, the more I start to see opportunities that will get me to that place. And that's all thought power. That's all me being conscious of what I'm thinking about. So yeah, this visualization process, this thought process, you can do it every day. You know, really the best times are like first thing in the morning, last thing before you go to sleep. I'm gonna do a whole nother video about how to use your subconscious mind while you're sleeping to bring about the things that you want to see in your life, to solve problems. If you're ever stuck in a situation in life, there is a power of your subconscious mind that you can use while you're sleeping, that you can use certain methods before you go to sleep that's very similar to what I'm talking about right now. And people use these and then they just wake up with the answer, with the solution to whatever, you know, problems or issues that they were dealing with. Just to really put this out again, is like all this takes some kind of effort, all this takes some kind of work. You know, it's not like you just like think about something and it's going to happen without putting in any effort or work. So really the next key to this, to understanding this, is to know that the hungrier that you are, or another way to say it is the more desire that you have to reach a certain outcome or goal in your life, the more you will build strength, the more strength you will have with the power of your thoughts to create what you want to create, to be who you want to be. And this is going to have a massive determination when it comes to the results that you get. So another way to say this is desire determines will. And willpower, as I spoke about before, is one of the strongest things that people have in life. Money can't buy willpower. Willpower can't be given to you by somebody else. Willpower is something that you got to create by yourself, right? And that's going to get you where you want to be more than any type of, you know, education from society, more than any type of credential you can get off Google, whatever it is. That's really like the way to go. That should be a top priority. So your will is pretty much going to determine the ability that you have to put in the work to get to where you want to be. Because if you don't have a strong enough will, you're just not going to want to do the work in the first place, right? And learning to create and increase willpower is a mental skill that can be learned, just like all this stuff that I'm talking about. So one way to really do this just so easily, and it sounded pretty stupid to me, honestly, when I first heard about it, but over time I saw the power of it just from doing it, and that is just to say, even once a day, repeat to yourself, I am using my willpower. So you can just say, I am using my willpower, and then it'll put that thought in your mind. It'll bring that consciousness to you about what you need to do. Willpower is like the opposite of worry and doubt, right? Worry and doubt are not going to serve you any positive purpose. They're not going to get you anywhere. But the thing to that is, if you focus on not worrying, if you focus on not doubting things, then you're still focusing on worrying and doubting. So what you need to do is just focus on willpower, right? And the more you focus on willpower and the more you focus on positivity, then it'll just push out and there will be no room for the worry and the doubt. Because that's something that you can really live without. Really, to add on to this, I would have to say that, you know, expectation and belief are very powerful tools. They're basically like, you know, the opposite of worry and doubt. Worry and doubt is the expectation of what you don't want to see. So the more you focus on worry and doubt, the more you're likely to see the things that you're worrying about. The more you really focus on what you want to see, where you want to be, that's more likely to be your reality. So yeah, just start to replace the negative thoughts like worry and doubt with positive thoughts. And that being said, I want to say that fear is really the opposite of freedom. So looking at that, what I was just saying, right, about worry and doubt, well, when you feel free, you have no fear. That's another thing, you know. I think There's certain people and forces out there that have been controlled their whole life, and they think that the best way to go about getting an outcome is to have control over people too. But that's really not the way to go about doing what they want to do. They just don't see it. Because what happens when they try to control people is a lot of times they'll try to use fear. And that creates worry and doubt. And that really does the opposite of bringing freedom. So if you really wanted freedom, then you would want freedom for everybody else as well. And you wouldn't try to put fear on them or control their destiny or try to say where they should be going on their path. So yeah, freedom's really a mental state at the end of the day. It's nothing that a country can give you. It's nothing that war can win you. It's nothing that money can buy. Freedom is something that you create mentally through mastering the power of thoughts. So don't let any politician tell you that they're gonna bring you freedom, because they can't do that. They can only bring you that promise, right? But a promise is a comfort to a fool. So just keep it cool and do what's right, so you don't have to fuss or fight or fear or worry or fret, because that never serves anybody in a positive way yet. So another important aspect of this concept that I want to talk about is really not being satisfied with where you are in life, right? Right, like there's something wrong with not being satisfied with your job, or something wrong with not being satisfied with where you live or who you have around you or what you have or how much money you're making. This is a good thing to not be satisfied. This is one of the first steps of waking up and realizing that there's more to life. And you should not ignore this feeling. You should look at this as a blessing. You should look at this as a reason that you're gonna get to the next step in life. Because once you realize what's going on with that, you can see the next step. And you can see that you're not where you want to be, and you can know really easily how to get there, how to get to the next spot. And if you never had that intention, how would you even know that? How would you even know to get to the next place? How would you even know that it's possible to move up in life? So yeah, if you're content with where you are, that's cool. But you know, nothing stays the same, everything changes. So over time, I would say in everybody's life, they've came to a part where they realize that they're not happy with where they are. And that's a good thing. That's not something that you need to like look at as a bad thing and try to cover up and just pretend it's not there and just keep going to work and keep doing the same thing that you're doing every day. That means it's time to start putting in work and start visualizing your future and make the change to where you want to be. So really, yeah, this is the dissatisfaction that creates desire and ambition. So yeah, think of like the desire you get to eat food when you're hungry, right? If you're just a little bit hungry, then that desire, you know, you might kind of notice it, but you can just kind of brush it off and you can keep on going about your day. But if you ignore it for too long and you don't eat, it's going to take over everything, right? Like nothing else, like all your mind is going to be on is just like that next piece of food that you get, right? Like how good you're going to feel once you eat, and that there's nothing more important to you right now than eating. Well, this is the kind of desire that if you have to reach a higher point in life, to improve yourself and your surroundings and uplift other people and create value for society, if you have the same desire that you would get a starving person has for food, or a thirsty person in the desert has for water, then you're gonna get to where you wanna be. That's something I would really, really pretty much guarantee. So yeah, learning to create the desire for what you wanna be as strong as a desire for food or water or air. The mind can only focus on one thought at a time, right? So why not focus it on improvement? Why not focus it on something that's gonna bring you joy and happiness and other people around you too? So really, you know, staying focused on that, you know, it sounds easy, but as a lot of people, including myself, found when I first started taking this path was, you know, I can like force myself to focus on that for a while, but it's times of the day when, you know, I might forget and I might start like having doubts, having worries, something like that, being afraid that something's not going to work out. And I don't always catch myself right away. But over time, I'm becoming better and better at focusing on just the one thing that I want to focus on. And when I can stay focused on that one thing, that basically builds more power to make that one thing happen. And like I'm saying with all this stuff, this is like really tying everything together, you know, the focusing on the right thing, the realizing that you can get to where you want to be when you have the right kind of focus, when you have the right kind of thought power. Then you build more power, you build more momentum. So, you know, concentration is a skill, thought power is a skill. All these are things that can be learned. So you can really go on to earn whatever you think you deserve in life. Be around the people you want to be around, help who you want to help, see what you want to see. Give thanks for every day. So yeah, that's all that I got to say. And hopefully you got some value off of the information that I just relayed. So coming to you until another day, I'm out.